Are you tired of continually cleaning your throat of phlegm? Did you know that persistent phlegm buildup can be an indication of an underlying health problem? In this video, we'll look at the top 3 reasons why you might be experiencing this ongoing discomfort. Understanding these factors will help you ease your symptoms and get back to feeling your best. So, if you're ready to conquer your phlegm, let's get started. Mucus, commonly known as phlegm, is a viscous, slippery fluid produced by the respiratory tract's lining. It serves as a lubricant and aids in the protection of the respiratory system by trapping dust, germs, and other potentially hazardous particles. When phlegm builds up in the throat, it can be painful and potentially interfere with daily tasks. It's critical to understand the reasons of persistent phlegm in the throat because this condition can be a symptom of a larger health problem. Constant phlegm, for example, can be a sign of a respiratory infection, allergies, or even a more serious condition such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Understanding the underlying source of the problem allows you to collaborate with your doctor to build an effective treatment plan and achieve symptom alleviation. If you stay until the conclusion, this information could save your or a loved one's life. Misconceptions concerning persistent phlegm in the throat include the belief that it is always the result of a cold or flu and that over-the-counter decongestants would always bring relief. It's also not true that you have to live with phlegm all the time because there are therapies and lifestyle modifications that can help lessen or eliminate it. Constant mucus or phlegm in the throat can be aggravating and unpleasant. Understanding the causes of this ailment can aid in the development of appropriate treatments to reduce the symptoms. Constant mucus in the throat can be caused by 3 things: respiratory infections, environmental irritants, and allergies. In response to respiratory diseases, such as the common cold or flu, the body may generate more mucus. Environmental irritants like cigarette smoke or air pollution can also cause an increase in mucus production. In response to an allergen, such as pollen or pet dander, allergies can cause the body to generate more mucus. Understanding the reasons of persistent mucus in the throat is the first step towards finding a treatment. Infections of the respiratory tract are a typical cause of increased mucus production in the throat. Infections like the common cold or flu can cause the body to create more mucus as a defense mechanism to help flush out the germs that are causing the infection. This increased mucus production can cause a stuffy or runny nose, a cough, and chest pain. When the body fights a respiratory infection, it generates extra mucus to trap and eliminate the microorganisms that are causing the infection. This mucus then helps to keep the airways wet, which can alleviate the discomfort of a dry or scratchy throat. In some situations, increased mucus production might cause coughing, which aids in the removal of mucus from the airways. While increased mucus production might assist the body in fighting a respiratory infection, it can also provide a favorable environment for germs to flourish. This means that if the mucus is not effectively cleaned, the illness may continue or worsen. Furthermore, increased mucus production can raise the risk of subsequent infections like sinusitis or bronchitis. Hello people, if you loved the video, please like and subscribe. It will assist YouTube in reaching more people and raising awareness. Let us now return to the video. Another typical cause of excessive mucus production in the throat is environmental irritants. When exposed to irritants such as cigarette smoke, air pollution, or chemicals, mucus production increases as a defensive mechanism to protect the airways from these hazardous substances. Increased mucus production can cause a stuffy or runny nose, a cough, and chest pain. When exposed to external irritants, the body creates extra mucus to trap and remove these irritants from the airways. This mucus then helps to keep the airways wet, which can alleviate the discomfort of a dry or scratchy throat. In some situations, increased mucus production might cause coughing, which aids in the removal of mucus from the airways. While increased mucus production might assist the body in protecting itself from environmental irritants, it can also provide a favorable environment for viruses to proliferate. This means that if mucus is not efficiently cleaned, the risk of infection may increase. Furthermore, increased mucus production might aggravate pre-existing respiratory disorders like asthma or bronchitis. Allergies are a typical cause of increased throat mucus production. When the body is exposed to an allergen, such such as pollen, dust, or pet dander, it generates extra mucus as a defense strategy to protect the airways. Increased mucus production can cause a stuffy or runny nose, a cough, and chest pain. When the body is reacting to an allergen, it produces more mucus in order to trap and remove the allergen from the airways. This mucus then helps to keep the airways wet, which can alleviate the discomfort of a dry or scratchy throat. In some situations, excessive mucus production might cause coughing, which aids in the removal of mucus from the airways. While increased mucus production might assist the body protect itself from allergies, it can also provide a welcoming environment for viruses to grow. This means that if mucus is not efficiently cleaned, the risk of infection may increase. Furthermore, increased mucus production might aggravate pre-existing respiratory disorders like asthma or bronchitis. The three most common causes of chronic phlegm in the throat, respiratory infections, environmental irritants, and allergies share certain characteristics but differ in their specific triggers and symptoms. They can interact with one another, exacerbating symptoms. Understanding the similarities and differences can aid in the development of effective treatment regimens. Reducing continuous phlegm in the throat can be tough since determining the source might be tricky. Excess phlegm can also cause health problems such as difficulties breathing and increased risk of infection and chronic coughing. To avoid consequences, it's critical to address the problem with a doctor-recommended treatment strategy. In this video, we talked about the most common reasons of chronic phlegm in the throat, such as respiratory infections, environmental irritants, and allergies. Excess phlegm can cause respiratory difficulties and increased risk of infection and chronic coughing. To control the symptoms and decrease their influence on health, it is critical to determine the reason and adhere to a doctor's treatment plan. Consultation with a doctor, as well as decreasing exposure to irritants, managing allergies, and treating infections, can all aid in the relief of chronic phlegm problems. Here are the three most common reasons of persistent phlegm in the throat: respiratory illnesses, environmental irritants, and allergies. You can lessen the symptoms of continuous phlegm and improve your overall health by knowing the causes and taking efforts to manage them. So, what can you do to get started? To lower the risk of respiratory infections, consider making lifestyle changes such as decreasing your exposure to irritants, managing your allergies, and practicing excellent hygiene. Consult a medical professional for personalized advice and treatment recommendations. And for those who want to learn more, we've included some helpful resources such as links to publications and websites to help you understand the reasons and treatments of chronic phlegm in the throat. So don't put it off any longer. Start taking charge of your health today. You can decrease the impact of persistent phlegm and breathe easier with the correct information and help. Thank you for your time. So, what are your feelings on the matter? Please let us know in the comments. Remember to show your appreciation by clicking the like and subscribe buttons. See you in the following video.